And that's why I would be a Shadow Lord. Because fuck midichlorians, just test the children, and if they ain't up to the cut, fuck them kids. Do you think when I was teaching kids to break boards, I was like, okay, Timmy, you're gonna be very delicately. I was like, no, kick that. No, kick it. Kick it like you mean it. And if you didn't kick it, get the fuck out.
That's fair.
And that's what makes me a Shadow Lord. Maul Shadow Lord. Okay, so let me just open by saying, um, we predicted there was an upward trajectory in this show, but I'm gonna get my fancy brandy. This is my
Oh.
yeah, and not only that, but somebody at my job that I worked at, they were like, "Yeah, I don't like this like really fancy brandy that I know you can't afford to buy, or you're gonna take it out." Like,
he's like, "Am I going to take free alcohol? As long as it's not Malort, yes."
So, I've got a new measurement system now. So if a show's really good, we'll open up these reviews with me drinking brandy. However, if the show doesn't perform to our standards, I'm going to adopt Johnny Lawrence's method, and I'll have a Coors banquet.
Interesting. See, what I thought it was going to be, if the show was good, you take a sip of your brandy. If the show was bad, you start off with a few shots so that you can get through it.
I mean, that we could do that measurement too. I was just watching a lot of Cobra Kai, and I thought it'd be an interesting switch.
Why were you watching Cobra Kai?
Because
were you not disappointed with the ending
and realized how great it is? It's like falling in love.
Did you not watch the end of the show?
Here's the thing. We still, when I go back through now and I think about that last season, and now that it's all out together and I can watch it as one thing, the middle part of that season was the slump. Or no, what was it first? The beginning, except for the last episode, because Tori's my girl. Fuck you, Justin. LaRusso's daughter's a cunt. And it's great to track her from her bitchiness all the way through. But I realize the beginning of it is super weak. The middle is like the best. But the ending is not as bad as every other thing that has wrapped up. Like, in hindsight, could have been so much worse. And I mean, it does. Can we not appreciate that it has the most ridiculous ending for two villains ever? So fucking over the top. And God, I love it.
I mean, I'm just glad that we actually had a definitive ending, in the sense that there is no way that the two of them survive the boat explosion.
Yeah, which is great. And so, with that being said,
I like it when people write definitive stuff into their story.
There was murder in this episode. People got killed. There was intrigue. There was action, and the level of ramp that happens. And also, too, I'm not an artist,
so I find it interesting how the previous two episodes, it was character building and then action oriented, and in this it was action oriented and then character building.
And here's the weird part. I actually am a little stuck on my rating, which is why I didn't come out with anything right away, because I am seeing if I'm going to be talked down or talked up. But as it stands in my mind, like, first number that pops in for both of these, I'm starting at a baseline of 9. And I can go up and down either way.
I'm not sure how well. I mean, maybe I will be able to talk you up, or maybe I will be able to talk you down on the stuff that we bring up. But more likely, it's going to stay where it is.
Okay, good. And it's a 9 because the last episode, to me, was almost like a fucking massive peak. But it's so weird because even though this week we might not be saying these are 10 episodes, I don't feel like it lost nothing. It's just a different kind of flow with these episodes than in last week. And it still keeps studying. And I'm going to say, remember how I was saying, like, Bad Batch and Clone Wars, they seem to have this flow? This show has spectacularly corrected its problem in like half the season. as opposed to like you watch the season 1, right? In season 1, you see the ups and downs, and then by season 2, everything's leveled out. Well, these fucking mad geniuses, these mad lads, it feels like the first half of this season was trying to figure out what we were going to do. And now the second half of the season is they've leveled at, like, I'd say episode 5 or 6 was where I could still, because dude, 7 and 8 are so smooth. I don't know about you. That's the first thing. I think we're going to start with compliments first, because I'm trying to dig for something negative. My biggest compliment is the flow. I don't know if you felt the same way, but even switching that to do an action first and then going at a slower pace felt like a better switch than when we did the slow pace into the action.
Am I supposed to argue? Am I supposed to argue against this?
I'm asking you because I know the last week we did mention. Did you feel like you were taken out of it, or did you feel like, yeah, they got the balance? Like, finally, I'm not being like pulled out.
They must have figured out the balance, Thanos style, perfectly freaking balanced, right? Because at no point did through either episode did I feel like I was pulled out. I feel like I was only pulled more in. I'm gonna be corrupted by the dark side any moment here.
Here's the crazy part too. I didn't feel what I felt like last week, where I felt the breaks in the episode, and I was like, oh, okay, that thing you do when you check, you're like, okay, I got 15 minutes left. I didn't feel that. I didn't even realize we were going into the next episode until the thing came on. And it's like, play next episode.
For both episodes, like, I looked at what the runtime was beforehand. In the first episode, technically, we only got 20 and a half minutes because there was 3 minutes of credits at the end and a minute of the little intro and then the previously on. And the whole thing was only 24 and a half minutes long, I want to say. So you take off them 4 minutes. Now you only got a 20-minute episode. Like, that's not even long enough to run it on Cartoon Network like they did with the Clone Wars. But as I'm sitting there, like, stuff is moving fast in episode 7, but it's very easy to follow. And I was like, oh God, they're gonna end the episode. They're gonna end the episode, and then there you got a little more. And then I was like, oh no, it's gonna be done after this. And then you got a little more. And I was like, fuck, man, this felt short, but I kept on getting just a little nugget extra.
That's the thing that I was saying about the previous episodes, which were my one gripe. The feeling of there wasn't enough, where this did the opposite. I didn't even realize until you told me it was only 20 fucking minutes. Because it kept on, like, every time I was like you, I was like, okay, this is a good cough point. They're still going. And I'm going to say I felt it more at the next episode because, like, right when Maul gets back or whatever else, and we'll dive deeper, but this is just to our pacing conversation. They got to where Maul found the people. I was like, okay, they're going to cut it here. And then they show the other ones, and the thing blows up, and I go, okay, that's the cliffhanger. And then the cliffhanger is Maul looking out the window, and they drop the name. And it was just like, oh, man. Like, you had 3 points where you would have left me, and it would have been fine as a cliffhanger. But it felt like, it's like, no. Time management is what we talk about all the time in these shows. And relating this to other shows we reviewed, right? Daredevil has horrible pacing issues because I notice it watching this show.
Wow, it has horrible pacing issues because Heather's in the show.
God, bring me back to that place. Exactly, though. That's my point. I'm starting to realize, and maybe it's a thing we've always secretly known, is that it's not necessarily the length of the show, but it's what they're putting into it that is making you either.
That's what women have been trying to tell us forever. It's not about the length, but it's how you use it.
I mean, it's a true statement. But no, it's really is funny enough.
But you do need the episode to have some girth to it.
Yeah, they're girthy, but they know how to use that. And it's crazy that we have these 20-minute episodes that almost feel 45 minutes in
the
the best
second
way.
episode was a little bit longer. Like, I want to say the second episode would end up being like 24 minutes.
Which
It's
I
still
didn't
short.
even feel. And yeah, I didn't feel like it was longer. And I didn't feel cheapened too, because one of my only complaints that I had in a few of these previous episodes and I was saying like, man, this is moving way too fast, and it was just because I was like, oh, I'm not getting enough of these characters. But now that we're in this world, we got a good idea of who everyone is and where they're placed and everything. They're still mixing in that storytelling efficiently, but now they're giving us the action. So now you don't feel like you're wanting both anymore. There is balance.
I would say that they still split the episodes. Like, there is a minimal amount of, let's say, individual character progression in episode 7, because pretty much everybody's shooting or swinging lightsabers the whole time.
And running.
And running. And in episode 8, there's very little action, but to see what everybody's going through.
Yeah.
And I mean everybody.
And everybody does. Then it does the thing where while there's a little bit of action, everybody does get one big action set piece near the end of the episode, which is just like, God damn, man, such good writing in this show. Like I was talking to someone the other day at work, and they don't even watch animated stuff. This is a person who's going with me to see Mandalorian and Grogu. I got their tickets for them. And
you're not taking the unicorn?
She would rather stab her eyes out with a fork. Oh. Direct quote. Not a fan. Not a fan. It breaks my heart.
At least she's using a fork and not a spoon.
Yeah. Which means there's a little something there. But it's just like with Cobra Kai, I forced her to watch it with, and she goes, I hate this show. We need to turn it off. Like, dude, fucking hates this show. But anyways, and you know what? It's okay. Everyone's got their interests. I got to suffer through some fucking things. But that's not the point. The point is, this person does not watch. They love the Star Wars lore, but they're not a big fan of, say, the animated side of it. They very sparingly watch Clone Wars, not into Bad stuff like that. They came to me and they were like, dude, that Maul Shadow Lord, holy shit. I was like, so people who don't normally watch the animated shows are fucking...
I always wonder if people that don't watch essentially everything, but not exactly everything, like, if you only watch the movies and this is the first cartoon or animated show that you're watching and you don't know what happens with Darth Maul, there's a lot more tension in all of these battles when you're not sure what happens. Also,
too, there's a lot of tension in the fact, or not tension, but do something smart, particularly in the next episode. And we'll dive deep into that because I'm going to go into 7 here in a second. But they explain things. There's a couple of nuggets that I didn't know, but then they flash back to things that happen in Clone Wars. So now you got that friend who goes, hey, who's Savage Opress?
Right. They flash back to Clone Wars. They flash back to the movies. And I'm not sure how I feel about that one particular moment, but that's not until episode 8. So
we'll get to that, because actually now, having gone back through and suffer, it is kind of worth it, especially knowing who they're bringing in. The person who was in that movie did a great job. Unfortunately, they were just in a terrible movie.
Well, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, you picked up on that? Okay.
I'm talking about when Maul is going through his visions or whatever he's seeing.
Oh yeah. Well,
we'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
I won't forget this week like I did last week.
We'll get to 7, chapter 7, Call to Oblivion. This is the one where Maul
must have been talking about those 3 Mandalorians, huh?
Oh yeah, dude, I love how they do it too, because at this point in the timeline, Mandalorians are just mercenaries, man. you buy their loyalty. So we pick up with basically Maul leading Devon and
walking down the
Rylee.
drain tube.
Yeah, down the drain tube. And then Rylee is captured while Devon and Maul are fighting. She goes after him, can't reach him. And then they reunite with the cop dude and All State Jedi. And this is, I want to just stop here.
Dude, the conversation between Daki and, oh God, why can I never remember the detective's name?
Oh, Lawson.
Between them, he's like, hey man, we need to calm down. He's like, you fucked my whole life.
I love that. And I love the part, which is so great.
Let's not worry about the past.
Yeah. And I also love the part with the mentor and student showing how Jedi Masters have become kind of douchebags now. And we're not doing it like the Acolyte where they did it half-heartedly, but where he's like, hey, sorry your son got captured, but we gotta go. We can't be staying here. And it's the apprentice who's like, Master, if you were captured, I would go in the fucking police station and bust you out, even though it's fucking dumb idea.
Right, I'd be murdering people left and right for you, right. Master. There
would be a ton of bots dead. Pour one out for all of the robots that have died. but surprisingly, we get human.
Killed a lot of troopers in this episode.
We get a lot of human deaths, and you know what I love too? They show the vital points, and it isn't that the dude gets stabbed and goes, "I'm fine, just pat me." He's dead. Thank you.
I do wonder why, when Maul or Devon are essentially cutting through a group of troopers, why are we not actually cutting through them? Like, she's leaving like scorch marks on the front and back and stuff like that, instead of like chopping somebody's leg off or chopping somebody in half or cutting their arm off or whatever.
So chalking that up, and maybe it'll be wrong later. And I'm saying go back to the first few episodes. I noticed Maul cuts the limbs off, but the light side Jedis only do enough to injure, not
kill,
maim. So I took it as
she killed all of those troopers.
Yeah, but I took it as one overdoes it, like the contrast between light and dark. They did just enough. Like, yeah, they killed them, but they weren't vicious about it. It was just like, okay.
I mean,
where Maul's
I guess my only point is like, you're holding your lightsaber, right? You're holding your lightsaber. Why are you swinging it at the angle where only the tip is essentially grazing the person, instead of putting it perfectly sideways and you cut through?
Okay, so this is where we'll do a mechanics versus, like, me being a martial artist will say form, right? I take it as with light side, they're elegant, and the way they kill, they've learned to do it with more of a graceful thing, where they're not overdoing it too much. They just do just enough to kill the person. Where someone like Maul, who's trained in a more visceral, violent style of combat, just fucking goes all the way. Like, if he's fighting you, he's cutting something off just so if the saber didn't kill you, you lost a limb, and you ain't get back up. And then there's even been times in the show where they show him going back to make sure the person is fucking dead, except for the cop. Will say he was interested in him because that was shown later. So there, even that had a specific purpose to why he left him alive. Which, can I just say for a second, a small detail, but this is what we're talking about, because we know a couple episodes later he did purposely keep him alive to bargain with him. So it's nice to see.
I was just gonna say, Maul always knows more than what he lets on, or than what he reveals to, I guess we'll say, the audience, because revealing it to the audience, I mean, unless he's in a room alone talking to himself, means you'd also be revealing it to another character.
And I think even with, and I'm going to give them the artistic benefit of the doubt on this. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. It could just be I'm wrong and the technicals are just fucked up. But I refuse to think how careful they do everything in this show. I really think the fighting styles we're seeing are meant to contrast the light side Jedi from the way the dark side fights. So even when they're battling, you're seeing a difference between how Devon and All-State Jedi will take care of someone versus how Maul chooses to kill. And what will confirm or deny this is if when she falls, because she's definitely going to fall to the dark side, if they make her fighting style more vicious, then we know, yeah, it's contrasting, one being light side, one being dark side, one fight's kind of elegant and doesn't need to go all out. They just know the person's dead. They don't need to overdo it. Where Maul is like, dude. And to be honest, out of the two of them, I'd rather fight All-State dude than Maul. Because Maul will fuck you up. Like, watching him fight, I'm like, damn, even the Inquisitors are kind of vicious. Because when they killed the one dude, I noticed they slashed him up and he didn't have to. But then he came behind him and whoosh. So I think it's purposely done that way. Where you're seeing the contrast.
Well, I'm almost guaranteed the dude that got stabbed through the chest with the Gatling gun, that's who you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we meant to think that he's dead? Reva got stabbed twice.
No, they're bringing it back. They're bringing it back, PB, because even the guy said, his brother thing said he's dead. He's fucking dead.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree that he's dead in the sense that we see him get stabbed, and then we see did he get kicked or force pushed?
We see the body fall,
right? You
and
see
then
the body
pushed
fall.
him off the cliff.
Like once he's pushed out of the cave or whatever, and he's falling, he's already dead at that point. I would agree that he's already dead at that point. But going on stuff that I've already seen, and the people that can survive, and I don't know, you assume that like the style of alien that he is conducive to having more midichlorians in your blood. At least that's how I understand it from the Phantom Menace. Like, how come all of these aliens have these great frickin' reflexes? But for Anakin to have the right reflexes, he's got to have an extra amount of midichlorians so that he's powered by the Force.
I think that they are trying to, and we'll touch on.
I would like to bring back finality to people being killed.
They're trying to bring balance back. Because Star Wars has lacked the sense of tension because nobody fucking dies. And I love the fact that Filoni is easing us in. There is a major death here, by the way. And I like that it precedes these smaller deaths because it raises the stakes now where you feel the tension.
Did he get stabbed before the ship got blown up?
Yeah, because the blown up ship is in episode 8. That's the final.
It is?
Yeah. That's like their final scene, and then it cuts to Maul.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive.
I am unpositive.
I even brought up the episode synopsis.
Yeah, well, I mean, episode synopsis don't fucking mean anything to me. I mean, I listened to freaking Bullseye do the episode synopsis for the previous episode of Daredevil, and he's just saying stuff that didn't happen. I was like, how can this be possible? How can you be saying, you're not in this episode? I literally just seen him in the episode. He's not in the episode for very long. There's literally one scene, but he's definitely in the episode. He almost gets shot in the head.
So I rewatched it back after you told me, and I watched the podcast. I was taking it because most of the stuff he said has made sense. I was taking it as he meant he was not in the episode the whole entire time.
No, I get that. He wasn't like the primary focus.
He wasn't a focus. Like the one episode that started off was just him, and we focused solely on him. So I think he meant it as I'm not like the big feature of the episode, but because I don't think he's as ridiculous.
I told you it's in episode 7. It's at the end of episode 7. The ship.
No, it isn't. It's at the end of 8. At the end of 8, and I quote, The 5 flee before they're
do you
caught.
see
Saul
that it
blows
says? Do
her
you see it
escape
says
ship.
chapter 7?
No, it says chapter 8. The creeping fear.
No, look at the screen. I have it up on my phone right now. Chapter 7, Call to Oblivion, and that is the dude getting stabbed.
No. The guy gets stabbed, but their ship doesn't get blown up.
It got blown up just before this.
No, it didn't.
Yes,
It gets
it did.
blown up, put on 8. It gets blown up at the end before they cut to. Are you talking about their escape ship or
the 3 Mandalorians?
Oh, okay. No, all right. See, you gotta be clear because 2 ships get blown up. One gets blown up in 8, and one gets blown up in 7. You fucked me up. Yeah, that was when the Mandalorians tried to fuck them over, and they drive to the ship, and the ship blows up.
I know, which was great because you knew that those guys were going to try and screw them over because they have the scene where they're like, "Oh, the only reason that you're here is for the credits. Leave the credits."
Okay, so here's my one problem. Okay, I did find my nitpick for the episode.
All right.
And the point deduction. It was predictable. I thought it would have been more cool if they actually escaped and didn't get blown up. Because it'd be like a funny irony. It's that because when they get in the ship, you can't tell me you didn't expect them to take off and get blown up. I knew exactly what was going to happen. And I know it's a small nitpick, but I thought
I was
funnier.
I was 50-50 on it.
I knew.
I mean,
right from the beginning,
how
the way they set it up.
I liked how once again, instant karma.
What I do like is that in this, they've made stormtroopers and like all of these figures tied to the Empire scary again. I like that too. They feel like 90% of the time when they're like cornering people and things like that, I'm always expecting that stupid thing that they started setting up where just troopers are incompetent. They don't capture anyone and shit like that. When they captured Rylee, I was like, oh shit, they actually, because what I thought they were going to do was, oh, he's close. But then she does some bullshit and beats all of these highly trained. But no, she doesn't make it. He gets fucking captured. I
thought that was good.
I
thought that was real good.
I like that they're actually making the Empire a threat again. Because I feel like, and I don't know if you agree with me or not, the prior stuff has made the Empire kind of, except for Andor, has made the Empire feel like a fucking bunch of clowns. And you're like, how do these people...
Previously, it seemed like it was more of a bumbling bureaucracy.
And not a dictatorship ruled with an iron fist that will fucking get shit done.
And I don't know, I feel like in the original movies, yeah, the stormtroopers are meant to be like a little menacing because they're just going around, but since they're terrible at killing people, like they're not good at it at all, it makes the actual villains, i.e. the Emperor and Vader, seem even more badass because they're like, well, yeah, they send these guys in there to like take care of the people, like when they bring the ship over and we're in the shadow of the Empire again, blah, 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 all that kind of bullshit. It makes the people that can actually get shit done more menacing. And now, with the shows that are taking place in the interim, like anything that has Inquisitors has the 3 levels. Because you got the Emperor, I guess, in Clone Wars, he went out there and he killed Savage. So, like, he does some things in the Clone Wars, but he doesn't do much in the movies. Like, he's not going places and doing things.
No,
you know what I mean? Like, he sits there and people come to him.
Yeah, he's the thing I like about Sidious and what I've liked about even the recent media is I like how they're keeping him just like as I'm at the top. I don't need to personally see shit done. Like, you come to me. Even when you get a punishment, man, you're coming to him for your punishment. That's fucking terrifying. It'll fuck you up over a hologram. That is some cold shit. And I love it. In this, what I like is that, and to the credit of these recent shows, Bad Batch did the same thing. The troopers do stuff. They're scary. Like, they're hitting their shots. Like,
Which it
so,
makes sense that over the course of time you get a little lackadaisical because you're not. There's no war to fight.
but in this, they're still mopping stuff up. Obviously, there's still an amount of Jedi and other people floating around. So
An
there's
unknown
still
amount.
an
Which
unknown amount.
I still don't know how I necessarily feel about that. Because
I
when you keep
agree.
it ambiguous for stuff like that, I feel like it's good. Because they make it feel in the original movies like only 2 Jedi survive. Obi-Wan and Yoda, they're the only ones that survive. And then you watch episode 3, and those are the only ones that you see survive. Like, they go through the whole montage. Oh, I know that guy murdered. Oh, I know that guy murdered. Oh, I know that guy murdered. All dead except for 2. And then those are the only 2 that you see in the original trilogy. But we're supposed to believe that all these other Jedi, and I was like, does make for some good Darth Vader stories.
But it does.
Like he had to do something for 20 years.
It does feed into the now we can picture in our head, even with these random people escaping. Darth Vader has been, meanwhile, over here and over there, chasing down. And the thing that really helped with Rebels was the one of the best, or in my opinion, the best lightsaber duels between him and Ahsoka. The Moon of Twilight, was that the name of the episode? The Twilight Moon, part 1 and part 2. That lightsaber bout, it makes it feel more impactful watching them fight, and even knowing up to that point, like how many people they had killed, because she mentioned something like that. And it was like, well, I have one mistake yet to rectify.
I'm a little surprised when they're dueling in this episode that neither of the Inquisitors do helicopter lightsaber.
Oh yeah, see, I gotta say,
only because I know that it exists, and I wonder if they're not doing it because there was some backlash about it.
I
don't have a problem with it. I don't know what the aerodynamics are in a lightsaber when it spins. I have no idea.
We don't know what they're using as far as the Force to supplement that, because they could be jumping super high and then using the Force to kind of glide down in the momentum of the lightsaber. And like you said, we don't know how much torque or whatever they're getting when they're doing it. So,
well, I mean, it has to do with lift. Like you can spin a blade on a helicopter as fast as you want, and it's not going to lift you off the ground until you pitch the wings.
So I mean,
I don't know. I don't know how their lightsabers are designed. I don't know if they're able to pitch the beam. They can do all kinds of stuff with the beam. There's all sorts of knobs on these fucking things. They're like, oh, we can make it longer. We can make it shorter. We can make it a little thicker. Like, they got Viagra for lightsabers.
That's good. Yeah, I gotta say, so getting to the duel, I love how Maul is such a badass, and we've seen it, but I was curious because we knew Inquisitors were coming and stuff. Doing the 2-on-1, showing that like these Inquisitors are badass, but Maul's on a different level. He's like the OG apprentice of Sidious before he switched up like 3 times.
So prosthetics in Star Wars are directly connected to your nervous system?
Yeah, I mean, I took it as that because even when he had the spider legs, it looked like it was.
I'm just talking about the whole thing where he hits him in the little, like in the hip area, I guess you call it. And then he really seems like he feels the pain, just like he feels the pain of how his knee got effed up too.
Yeah, so I'm gathering it's got to be because of how fluidly he needs to move and stuff like this. And I can excuse it because future. I think of it kind of like that game Cyberpunk, where they do the prosthetics in that. It's directly connected into you and in your nervous system and stuff like that. And the way that they have it wired and they explain it in universe is your brain directly adopts that as part of you now, even if you're like Johnny Silverhand and you have a and fucking adamantium hand thing. It doesn't matter. It rewires your brain into believing that was your limb. So you don't have
I wasn't bringing it up as a point of contention, but as a point of clarification.
Oh yeah. So I just took it as, yeah, that it must be like, because like you said, even just his knee, and I assume everything from the waist down is all fucking animatronics. So
yeah, I mean, you could technically say above his waist.
Yeah. That got me thinking about something else, but we're keeping this PG.
We are?
Oh, like, did he replace everything?
Even if they did replace everything, because you gotta presume, like, he still eats food, he still drinks water at some point, doesn't he? He's not just surviving on anger, creating his energy. So I presume that he's still humanoid in that sense. So there's got to be exit holes.
These are the deep questions we'll dive into. You won't get this on any other.
Not to mention, like,
does he have?
Is this like colostomy bag style? Like, is there a little extra reservoir in the lower area? It's like, yeah, the poop has left my body, but it's just sitting in my trapdoor dumper.
See, this is why we would get kicked out of cons, because these would be the hard-hitting questions we would ask the staff. Be like, okay, you guys did.
Dude, I was scrolling through YouTube last night, and this is still Star Wars related, so it's fine. And guys doing a video. The video was like only a minute long. It wasn't even a short. Like, it was a full-blown video, 16:9, everything. And he goes, I got one question. Who's changing Grogu's diapers? Because he's supposed to be a child. Like, they gotta have diapers, right?
I mean,
like
but
he's meant to be baby-like. He was 100%. He was 100% a baby when he collected him. 100%.
Okay, but still, like, well, fuck.
It's a reasonable question to ask, isn't it? And nobody brings it up. It's not going to be in the movie, but if at some point, like, maybe the movie will be a bigger hit than we expected, and we'll get another season of The Mandalorian.
That would be great. If it's up to the quality that we're seeing in this show, I'm totally, like, this show has renewed that feeling, and I know you know what I'm talking about. That excitement for a next project that I think we haven't had in years. And I even go to the doubters and the doomsayers.
I feel like the last time I was this excited for a project, I guess technically, if you want to split it, you could say season 2 of Andor. That's last time I was this excited, because you're like, well, see, it's Disney, so there's still plenty of time to fuck it up. But if they don't fuck it up, and they didn't, they stuck the landing on that one.
Oh man, dude, I don't think we will see a show end in such a satisfying way as Andor did.
I mean, I guess I was relatively excited when The Mandalorian started, because, we had essentially moved on from the movies. We're like, yeah, we're not telling one of those stories again. Or we don't even want to mention it. We don't want to be connected to it in any fashion. We don't want to be leading up to it or anything. Like, this just happens before it. Don't worry. You're not going to have to deal with any of these characters because they're children.
I think, there was something I wanted to highlight in this episode of Maul, and I brought this up to Bitchy. I even showed her just a tiny bit of the episode. And so there's a scene that caught me where it struck me how this animation is even better than Clone Wars. Or it was the next episode, but I just want to highlight it out because it still goes to the art. When they were escaping the police station and they're ducking behind that pillar.
Yep.
And a blaster bolt goes narrowly past them, and you see the damage in the pillar, but it doesn't look like anything chipped off. It looked like airbrushed or like painted almost.
Interesting.
it was almost like an Into the Spider-Verse type of thing. You know how when they damage stuff in there, it kind of looks like a comic booky, like instead of physical damage, like something falls off, it's more of this like artistic flair. I noticed that in the wall because, like I was saying, I was so engaged, I was so hyper fixated on everything, but in the best ways. Where I don't know why, man, it just stuck out to me. And maybe I'll find the clip of it or something, but it's really quick and it's almost indistinguishable because they're talking behind the pillar or whatever, and you see the blaster go by, you go and it hits the wall. But instead of them like chipping the wall off or the normal damage you've seen in the other episodes, it looked like the wall got burned by.
I mean, I guess it depends on what it's made of. Like a blaster bolt hits a Durasteel column, it's not going to blow a hole through it. It's going to scorch it. But if it hits a concrete pillar, I assume it's going to do some explosion.
But that's just it. The attention to detail really stuck in my mind because of, like you said,
the way that you were talking about us made it seem like you were trying to make it a negative thing.
No. It's actually a super positive because of just how I'm sitting there going, they don't have to put that detail in. We're in an action scene, right? So no one's really focusing on this thing.
Well, you could have just made a black. You could have just made a black mark there or a hole.
But the fact that they scorched certain parts, if you look at it, only where the laser like grazed it is scorched, and the rest looks white and like wiped like a pastel painting. And I'm not an artist, but I do appreciate good. Like I like going to museums and things like that. So I kind of have a little bit of an eye of noticing things, and it just stuck out to me so much because it's such a little detail that they didn't have to necessarily put into the show. There was probably nobody sitting there looking at the architecture and going, oh, well, that would have did more damage. And clearly they don't give a shit. It was just such a little small thing. But for me, I don't know why it stuck out so much in the scene. So like looking at that. It's like right after Two Boots brings the kid out, and then they chase it. I'm like, hey, stop! And then they tuck behind the thing, and you start seeing the lasers. Just like
that's in episode 8, guy, not 7.
That's what I was saying.
I feel like we talked because the next thing I was going to bring up doesn't happen in episode 7. It happens in episode 8. I mean, it starts in episode 7. I guess you could say that. So I guess we can bring it up now. How do you feel about the double-edged sword of protocol?
Do
you understand what I'm saying, or you want me to lay it out for you a little more?
Lay it out for me a little bit more, because
so you knew at some point that because they're evil, the Empire was going to do some dastardly things. And sure shit, it didn't take all but one fucking episode. Well, I guess technically 2 because they showed up, but count this as one block. They bring the kid into the police station or whatever you want to call it. And immediately he's like, hey, take this kid over here. And he's like, sir, protocol for underagers is they got to have some type of adult present or representation or, whatever. You can't just be talking to children. He's like, shut up, droid. Take him in the back. I was like, ooh, that's not going to go well for you. Two Boots is all about protocol. I like the character consistency.
Okay, you just said it, hit the nail on the head. When they do these betrayal things and these things where you get the characters and shifts perspective, and Star Wars has been doing this a crazy, stupid amount of time that pisses me off. And I think we've said this in other series where people act randomly out of character just to make the scene work. But like you said, I love the fact that once again, we have smart writers on this show. And instead of making it this thing where he just automatically says fuck protocol and helps these people out, it's directly conflicting into what the character's belief system is or what they think Like you could tell Two Boots, and probably why he is such a good partner to Lawson is he's about protocol, following the rules, but he's also about doing the right thing. So his belief, if well, I guess robots are sentient now and they have feelings and they have a whole system. Fucking
Maybe.
God. Anyways, but
Maybe.
I like the fact that this would make sense for him to do what he does later in episode 8, because like you said, what is he about? He's about protocol, and the thing he thought would bring stability is not doing what it's supposed to do. I think it's so wonderful. God, it's sad that in this day and age we have to praise the little things. Like these are all little things, but it helps so much, because when you get to the big moments, like into episode 8, when he does what he does, it doesn't break the character or the character's morals or change what we know about them to where you're like, oh, well, this character had to act this way, right? That's the thing I hate with writing today, especially with like certain shows, right? It's almost like they can't think of a clever way to make a scene work, so they force it, or they force something, and we're sitting here going, well, you had fucking 8 episodes where the character would have never done this. Why are they doing this now? It doesn't make any sense. Whereas you see them slowly, and it wasn't just the kid too. Before that, he made him take the boots off, remember, in the beginning of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I know you don't recognize me because, you know, I don't have the boots, but,
Oh,
you know,
how
it's
could you
against
recognize me? I don't have my boots on.
But it's like slowly stripping away, and each thing that he followed was technically part of protocol. Like you could see it bugged him to have to take the boots off and getting the guy fucking coffee or whatever else.
I think I feel like there's a minimal amount of writing of your own code that they get to put in. Like they do have the ability to learn, and now that he's at the point where he's like, well, part of my routine is walking around with a cup of coffee. It's empty, so it's just a mug, but whatever.
And it's so great because it's slow things that have been building up to the particular moment, but the writing is so good and so sharp, so when we get that big conflict, it makes complete sense of why he would go in the opposite direction. And that's, I think, that one particular thing where he had to take him into interrogation and he saw how fucking scared he was and stuff. That's the shift. And where he's like, okay, this shit's getting out of control. And then when he tries to go to the other officer and the officer reams him, basically like, you called these guys. What did you think they were going to do?
Yeah. FYI, the chief, she's dead.
Yeah. And I love how they lay that out. It's like
they relocated her from life.
Dude, once again,
blew his robot brain right there. It's like,
dude, it's so fucking, dude. I mean, I feel like, I'm feeling like maybe chapter 7, I'm gonna go 9.5.
Yeah, I was gonna go 9.5. I mean, the only thing that bugged me in the episode was the lightsabers not being used what I would consider to their full potential. Because like even when his cousin, his brother, the other, I can never remember what their race is called. The guy with the Gatling gun, when he gets stabbed through the chest, you're being so careful. Like, you're murdering a person. How careful do we need to be? So I stab you through the chest, and then I pull the lightsaber immediately back from the hole from whence I plunged it into you, so that I don't make the hole any bigger. It makes me feel like they're trying to save minimal amounts of money on animation, because it's a lot easier to have a spot on a guy than to have a line cutting through his side. Because why wouldn't you do that? Like, if I've stabbed you, right? Like, that was my move. Like, okay, why would I want to pull the sword directly or the lightsaber directly back out instead of slicing it down to the side? It's a
See, I
lightsaber.
would
It cuts through people like butter. I've seen episode 1.
I would disagree because Clone Wars episode 12, season 2, when Ventress kills the captain who thinks that he's getting promoted, she does the same fucking thing. So I'm not gonna deduct a point and hold it against it for that because
I didn't deduct a point. I deducted half a point.
I deducted half a point because of what was it?
We both started at a 9 and we both talked ourselves up to a 9.5. What a show!
Yeah. But I knew we were gonna. I said we could go up or down, but I knew we were gonna go up. It was never a question of going down. I don't think in any of these episodes we're even questioning if we're gonna go down.
If we were gonna
go,
if we were gonna go down, it would have had to been in an earlier round.
Okay, so
I don't know who sings that song, but.
I did 9.5 because there was a small thing that bugged me in here, and it's so fucking minuscule. I forgot what it was. It was a very small little thing.
The only thing that bugged me is that the lightsabers aren't slicing through people.
I think what bugged me
if it gets explained that if your theory is correct that the evil, the dark side users are just more maybe careless or callous in the way that they murder somebody, because like if these are people, these aren't clones anymore. Maybe a couple of them are clones. I don't know for sure. But let's just say they're normal people. They're essentially gonna get a military funeral, right? Like they're not just leaving these bodies behind. Like they collect the bodies, they take them back, they send them to their freaking home worlds, and then they bury these people with military honor, blah blah blah.
Yeah, and I look at it like
not cutting them into pieces is a little nicer than being like, you don't need arms, legs, or a head, right? Like,
see, that's how I chose to take it. I think a 9.5 I just gave this. Honestly, I don't even know what my nitpick was originally. Because I would just everything we've talked about it so good. It's just like it's just because I don't want to start it. Fuck it, folks. I don't want to do a 10 because when you do a 10, there's no ceiling.
You already gave a 10. What you just gave a 10 last week?
That was because it was perfection.
See everybody. Now we're on. Now it's only downhill. It went from 10 to 9.5. Like, what are we gonna do?
Oh yeah, it's only the 0.5 difference is gonna be suffering now.
just right off a cliff.
Dude, that's the amazing part too. And dude, oh my god, so I got so much fucking backlash. Apparently a lot of people like that season final of Infamous. I'm on a fucking hill, dude. People were roasting me for that. I was like, I'm sorry.
What the hell what's Infamous?
Or Invincible, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the PlayStation game Infamous.
That's what I thought. I was like, they made a show about Infamous. Like that's the only
that's
one
been on my brain. Let's make that a show.
That could work.
Invincible, dude. I got roasted. I'm like, when you come from a 10 and animation is clean, everything is perfect, right? For a season final, I don't think it's wrong to expect more from the fucking final episode. And like everybody had this. They were giving it 8s and 9s, and I'm sorry. I think that's fucking ridiculous.
Wow.
Like, you weren't even at an 8, if I remember correctly. You were at, what, like a 7?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I gave it a 7.
An even 7?
Shit,
but for me...
What did you give it? Didn't you give it a 5?
I gave it a 5. I was at a 6, but then as we talked about, I got more pissed off, and I said,
I think 5. I might have came, like... It's hard to remember these types of things, but I feel like I might have came down to a 6.
It's like, and they're like, well, you see blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, I'm not saying it was enjoyable, but it's one of those things when I stop and think about it, it pissed me off. I'm sorry. Like, if I go back and I stop and think about it.
I don't care if it's like it was in the comics. Like, this is irrelevant to me because they've already changed enough things in the comics that they're not specifically following the comic. Like, it's great inspiration. That's where they got all of the characters from. Like, there are no original characters in the show, are there? Right. So all of the characters that are in the show exist in the comic somewhere, but there are differences.
Yeah, and I mean, even the
So I don't care
storylines
about that
are
stuff. And I was
similar.
so fucking annoyed by the constant, oh, this isn't real. This person's not actually dying. Oh, this isn't real. This person isn't actually dying.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've seen that stuff before.
and
I
that
don't need
was
everything to be wholly original, but holy shit, to keep doing it and then to once again be like, well, in the last scene for the first part of it, it's like blurry, and then for the second part, it's not blurry. And I was like, that's not how any of the other freaking ones worked previously.
it was more for me like a
And
very
like in that one instance, it would have been perfect if they would have had Nolan there, because like I said, can't believe I got to repeat myself on a review for Maul about Invincible, but that's okay. There was somebody to pull him out of his PTSD moment every single time. Eve was there. His mom was there. Like, these people were actually there to be like, Mark, hello. But at the end, he's literally all alone. So, like, too subtle, people. Too subtle.
and that whereas here everything is clear cut.
The subtlety in this is at a perfect level.
Yeah, because there is subtle moments, and we'll get to episode 8. I swear to God, it's just God. The show's
Like,
so good.
what do you think? Because I heard a theory. What do you think Maul was talking about when they're walking down the train tube, and he's like, "It's my master betraying me isn't the worst thing that he inflicted upon me." Is he 100% talking about when he killed his brother?
I don't think so, because of the flash of him being shocked every time he got something wrong. Bro, Sidious is a fucking prick. He's doing this dance, and he's like, no. Dude,
that's in the next episode.
Master ever. So I think he's talking
the theory,
about...
I watched Eric Voss on New Rockstars, and he put forward the theory that the 11th brother is Savage.
Oh.
And he's brought back to life with the Night Sister magic or whatever.
Ah, that's intriguing. And maybe
because when he goes to interrogate the person in the next episode, is it? Yeah, I think it's at the beginning of the next episode. He has to duck to walk in the door.
That's a theory. A game theory.
No.
By the way,
sidebar. Now we're gonna be copyright struck.
Sidebar. I fucking hate the new guy. And Bitchy was so hilarious. She goes,
"Wait, there's a new guy?"
Honey, yeah, dude. We got you watch.
I keep seeing this thumbnail about like the downfall of film theory, and I was like, "What downfall?" I guess I haven't watched one in a while.
Dude, this new guy tries so hard, and he's British, and it just I can't.
Oh no,
I can't. And love to my UK people. That's not the issue. I normally dig the British voice in anything. I mean, we got God's gift to Earth, Hugh Jackman. But I mean,
Hugh Jackman's Australian, isn't he?
Is he Australian or is he British? Oh, has he ever said crikey?
I'm sure he has for something.
We'll use another good, famous Brit if we can get him. Just throw
Australian.
Okay.
He's 57. He's gonna play Wolverine in Doomsday.
And he's fucking in that new movie too, Robin Hood, The Death of Robin Hood, which is probably gonna be on my top 10 of this year. Fucking Hugh Jackman legend. Anyways.
There's a Robin Hood show? What?
No, the movie. There's a new Robin Hood movie coming out that's about the last years of Robin Hood. And Hugh Jackman plays cranky old worn down Robin Hood who's passing the torch on, of course, to a strong female lead. No, Hugh picked the project I trust on. I have seen very few projects that Hugh Jackman picks have not been winners. Even one that was lowly rated, which is crazy to me.
Oh, I want to watch
Robots.
the new Sheep Detective movie, though. That looks good as hell.
It does. Anyways, back to Maul. Yeah, episode 7, 9.5. It was great. My favorite scene would have to be him not having the boots.
I mean, that one was pretty good.
Baby chuckle. Actually, fuck, man. Is that my favorite scene? Because I do like the guys getting into or fucking them over. I don't like that it was predictable, but I do like how hilarious it is. Just like they don't say anything, but just the irony of the scene, I guess, is just fucking hilarious because they don't even make it up the fucking ground.
So
that made me laugh.
My favorite scene is the big lightsaber duel / shootout at the end. That's my favorite scene.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick like a moment, my favorite moment is gonna be the spy bot, either when Maul showed back up and he was acting like a puppy, and then he was spitting at the Jedi girl, and then he called the boy a lousy boyo, I think it was.
Yeah.
Good luck surviving. Or when he picked up that stormtrooper and dropped him off a cliff.
Oh yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying, man.
I like those the little touches of realism when they have the 3 speeder bikes chasing Devon driving. I don't know what that car is, some type of hover car, let's call it. And they make the jump, and one doesn't make it over the edge. It was great.
Dude, that's what I mean. Like, just such a fucking good episode, man. So good. But let's get to what I would argue would be the best episode. And I'm going to work this one up to a 9.5 with the option to go 10 or just 9. Because this one to me, and you know what I'm going to say because I said it before, this not only has character work, but this has very interesting character work because it's on our favorite character. And the fucking, okay, can I just say, there's flashbacks and then there's like what they do in this episode. So I'm going to gush about obviously my favorite scene, and I already fucking spoiled it when we were talking about 7, but my favorite scene and moment that both got me to laugh and actually feel extremely bad for Maul and this is the brilliant thing. They never take away the sense that he is the bad guy, but it's a very fine line, just like with the Penguin, right? So I'm waiting for them Maul to do another fucked up thing because they seem to be taking that formula to show you these moments where you could almost feel bad for him because of the fact that he was forced into this. Essentially, he was essentially given to Sidious, and with his brother running and saying, no, blah, 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 you don't have to. But that moment where you see the training, I both laughed because of how fucking out of all of a sudden it was, and then immediately felt bad because how many times was this kid fucking shocked and shit? He's basically abused by Darth Sidious. And the emotional weight.
Oh, here we go.
The emotional weight, PB.
I knew it was going to bring out your inner Campia.
No, just that moment where he says, no, do it again. So that's what makes me laugh, though, because you hear the voice.
Dude, that's what on TV Time, that's what I said about this episode. I was like, how in the hell do they keep writing this show to make me feel bad for this unbelievably evil villain?
And yet, once again, and I'm hoping they keep this balance, the next scene, he's about to do something fucked up. But it's not trying to justify the villain. it's trying to give the villain depth. Like, you could feel bad for the Joker situation, right? In the first movie, the Joker, we're pretending the second one doesn't exist, right?
Oh, I thought you were talking about when he fell into a vat of chemicals.
Or even that, right? We don't know if this is the actual story of the Joker because, like he says, my story is multiple choice, but the somewhat, maybe, possibly canonical version was he was part of a gang, and to pay off this debt he owed to loan sharks for his pregnant wife, he did this job, and on the job he tripped and fell into the acid, and that's the Joker that we have now. He was part of the Red Hood gang. So, like, you could feel bad about that, and they don't ever tell you what happened to the wife and the kids. So you assume because he owed money, and if he didn't get it by this certain time, which obviously he didn't because he fell into a vat of acid, they probably killed his wife and unborn child. So that's all sad.
Let's hope so. Wait, what?
But then you see Joker like blow somebody up, and you're like, what a dick. So it's like, and I feel like they do this really good with Maul, and just that moment seeing him, but then you get that creepy feeling you get from him when he stands back up, and instead of like taking these emotional moments and turning them into like a reflective thing, he uses it like fuel for his anger that pushes him to keep going, which makes me almost think, is the dark side really bad? Because, like, I feel like if he wasn't as angry as he was, he would not have made it out of the drain pipe. Literally, you could see the anger keeping him moving.
I mean, that is the story, is that he was kept alive by his anger.
And so it kind of makes me think, like, I get what the Jedi are saying, like, you can't be run by your anger, blah, 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 blah. But
it depends on where your anger is targeted. In real life, I talk about misplaced anger all the time because a lot of the anger in this world is misplaced. Like, you get pissed off at work, and then you go home and you yell at your family, and it's like, well, no, I'm not. I'm yelling about what happened to me. I'm not yelling at you. Well, don't change the fact that the only person there is the other person that you live with, or your children, or whoever you're fucking dealing with. Like, I don't know what type of family you're going back to, but don't be angry at them because somebody at work pissed you off.
And then we get the another great scene. Kid gets interrogated. I love the look that he looks. He looks exactly like his father, but more horrified.
Yeah, I like the fallout of that, where after they escape, he's like, "Shit, man, I didn't tell him anything, but if I would have known stuff, I'd have told him everything."
And
thank you for keeping me in the dark.
And it's great because you see, remember, and this goes back once again, strong writing, right? This kid had this stupid, crazy, ignorant view that the Empire was doing the right thing, and he's just
that's where his
why are we running? Blah blah blah.
His
and then he gets interrogated, and he's like, "Dad, you were right, man." He's like, "Fuck that, we're gonna keep on moving."
Empire's a bunch of dickwads had to get this frickin' two-booted or non-two-booted bastard to break me out.
So we have that. The other great scene we talked about where Kylais, who was the chief, it confirmed she was executed. She went to the big office in the sky.
I mean, okay, like, we say that it's confirmed because something, like, I don't know. I have a hard time.
She was dead. Like this.
I feel like that's his speculation.
I feel
for all we know, maybe. Let's just have you ever watched any of the other TV shows in the Star Wars universe? Any of them?
Oh yeah, I have.
You have watched other shows? Did you happen to catch Andor?
Yep.
Was there not a prison colony building Death Star parts in Andor?
Yep.
Are these not people that they presume have either disappeared or died?
So then
she got taken to the prison colony. She ain't dead.
So now we got to go watch Andor and see if we find her in there.
I I'm telling you, guy.
What?
I don't think that in that position, because you're essentially holding all of the cards and counting the cards, like you're in complete control right now. Why would you just like, we'll murder this person? The only people it seems like they kill are the people in the heat of the moment, like, oh, we're going out to capture this person, and we were getting shot at, so we had to shoot back in order to capture the person, and we killed a couple people along the way, but we captured someone. Like, that was the whole point, for them to capture, get intel, and then essentially turn them into slave labor. Penile labor.
I feel like what would be really great and would just give this show as a whole a 10 for the entire run for me would be if they fucking connected to Andor.
I don't know.
And you go back through and you watch and you see one character name that. And then you realize, oh shit, Filoni actually was watching it.
if the deputy would have came out and said, I saw them kill her, that would have been different than him just saying, well, where do you think she is? She's dead.
So
like that's to me, that seems like it's his speculation, because that's what he thinks happens to those people that you don't see again. Like, they've been transferred.
She's in the prison escape scene with Andy Serkis.
I don't know if she I don't know if she escapes. I'm sure that, like, they weren't making every single part for the Death Star. There's got to be other prisons like that.
Okay, so headcanon, she's in a prison that was features in Andor, and now it's connected. This show is connected to the best stuff in the recent Star Wars. Confirmed.
I mean, when you watch a show that shows you people dying, like we see Maul's cousin with the Gatling gun, we see him die. Like,
not to die, but they wanted you to know he was fucking dead, because he could have stopped at the. He also threw him off a cliff for good measure.
Right. So, I mean, his body could be shattered into fucking 20 pieces. We don't know how far that cliff is all the way to the bottom. But when you watch a show, like, you're watching it, you're not listening, you're watching it, and you see somebody die. And then when you're talking about another character that you presume is dead, but you didn't see it happen, I can't believe that they're dead. Because even if they come out and tell you, oh yeah, they died, yeah, until you change your mind, until you want to tell a different story, and you're like, ooh, we could use this character, and you're like, oh, they're alive. This is how it happened.
So
nobody's dead unless they show you them die.
I'm just doing this because
I have at some point here, I think Maul's still trying to work out the details on how he's going to make himself, like, he's going to position himself to be the rescuer, but he's going to fail to rescue All-State Jedi. Like, All-State Jedi needs to die at some point. I don't know if it's going to happen in this season or if it's going to be next season, because we're already guaranteed season 2. But he's going to have to die at some point, and Maul has to position himself to be like, oh man, I tried my hardest to save him, and I wasn't able to. I'm sorry.
They're going to have to do the Lion King moment.
What?
The Lion King moment. That's
she needs to see it happen, or else it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna work.
No.
No, I'm saying your Lion King moment happens when they're alone.
No.
If Maul comes back and is like, oh, I'm sorry, All-State isn't available anymore.
No. In the Lion King moment, Simba did see it, but at the angle he was at, he couldn't hear the exchange. That's the key word. So he's like, has him on a cliff, and maybe he's like, I'll pull you up. And he's like, I'm losing my grip. Well, I tried. You saw. He just didn't hear the exchange. And then he goes, long live the king.
Okay, yeah, I guess it needs to be like the Lion King. Sure.
It could be one thing where, like, you see them fighting.
If he kills him, there's no way. He's not freaking...
Yeah, and that's what was going...
She's not Anakin Skywalker.
We're on the same page here, because I've been thinking that too, but I'm not nervous based on how good the writing has been so far on how they're going to pull it off. because there's one of two ways.
Oh,
They
I
could
wouldn't say
also do it.
I'm more intrigued than I am nervous for it.
Yeah, because they could also go the different route where he gets killed in front of her and the only person that she has to go to is Maul.
I mean, yeah, it could go that way where it's, oh yeah, they got him, like they overpowered him, too many blasters. You got a plan for vengeance, and he'll be like, oh yes, I do.
And then that could set her down too. So they got two very viable options, and the great part is they haven't written themselves into a corner. So that's the
Absolutely
important
not.
part. Not yet. So the other good thing we saw was that this is getting into the two big set pieces. So Two Boots, Freeze, Rylee, they do their thing. And then they go to see
Dude, that was
the
hilarious.
girl
When he
Saul.
comes out there, he goes, oh, well, the deal was he brings Riley out, and I turned myself in. Stormtroopers pop out the door. Oh, just sorry, but deal's off.
And I love this scene, like I said, the artistic thing, but we have a great scene. I thought they were gonna do the predictable, the hot chick betrayed them, but she does not. In a move of selflessness and complete fucking idiocy, because I'm a villain. Go ahead and throw your jabs at me. I wouldn't have done what she did. But she actually, like, after they sensed it and she knew they were out of danger and they cut the little hole in the elevator, she fucking dude, I gotta say, this is how you write a strong female character, right? She knew she was fucked. She can't take out everyone. And she takes out as many people as she can and fucking like a champ blows up the ship and just fucking takes everyone out with her.
Well, I watched some slow-mo on this. She's fine.
I don't think she is, dude.
You can see when it is happening. If you watch it in slow motion, you see this ship exploding and you see her dive off to the side behind a giant freaking crate. I mean, like, she's not like fine where she's going to just immediately walk away, but she's not dead. Like, she was still involved in an explosion. Like, if you're not killed by an explosion, but you're fucking blown backwards a few feet, like, it hurts.
I mean, I assume the Inquisitors are fine, but then that still leaves, is she really fine? Because then now she's in the hands of the Inquisitors, and so that's not good.
I mean, she might be able to slink away while the Inquisitors are licking their wounds.
Okay, so then we'll put a pin in that. And we'll go to the next one.
Because I thought that when I was watching the episode, I was like, "Wow, she killed herself for these guys." And then, watching people talk about the episode, I was like, "Oh, I guess like not 100% that she survived, but with the way that they animated it to give themselves an out, I'm pretty sure she survived."
And then we have that Varro, our favorite little wise ass guy.
Vario.
He calls Drayden Voss. Now, for all of you uninitiated who didn't watch one of the worst movies in the Star Wars,
he didn't call him. He received a call,
or he receives a call from Drayden Voss. Drayden Voss is from the cinematic masterpiece Solo, played by.
Yeah, you were never going to be able to say that with a straight face.
Sorry, played by the great Paul Bettany, and it has been confirmed in the casting that he is going to voice act in this show. I was not sure because I'd never seen the movie until after this episode, and so I'm guessing they're going to animate his character and he's going to make some kind of appearance. Now, I don't know if it's going to be first or second season because the casting is general. So I was like, where is he in this season? I haven't heard Paul Bettany. He's got a very distinct voice. I haven't heard him in any of the characters. So I'm saying if he did a robot and they didn't put who he was playing, I'm guessing so that they didn't ruin this drop. But yeah, so either he's going to appear at the end of the season when they meet up with the Crimson Dawn, or they're not going to meet the Crimson Dawn until the next season. It says the last 2 episodes say strange allies and final. So who knows if he'll make an appearance, but I was super excited because I didn't think you picked up on the name drop, but fucking PB, even if he doesn't like something, he knows everyone. So did you get excited, or did you even realize Paul Bettany was in Solo?
Yeah,
because you never watched
I
it.
knew he was in it.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure he's in the trailer for the movie.
Yeah, so that's the character he's playing, which means he's gonna.
Not to mention, how long ago did the movie come out? 2018.
Oh God, yeah.
Or
I forgot everything surrounding that movie. It was like a blip.
It came out in 2018. I have watched 1 or 2 people talk about Star Wars since then.
So yeah, big name drop. Now, this is a weird one because if you are
they're going to go and kill him. Well, they're not going to go and kill him, but they're going to go and subjugate him.
No, so here's the thing. Looked up the lore and everything. He is in the movie a figurehead because Maul is the Shadow Lord behind the scenes in the movie.
Right? He hasn't. Maul. The whole show is like the movie Joker. Maul isn't a Shadow Lord right now, but he's going to be one either by the end of the series, because I don't think it's going to be by the end of the season. Because he's going to do the same thing to Drayden Voss that he did to Vario. Like, Vario is a crime syndicate smuggler boss, and he's just walking around with Maul all the time.
Even when he says he could go, and then they fucking left him, that was great.
I mean,
another scene I liked.
When he said Crimson Dawn, I was more like, obviously they're going to go. I assume there's got to be some face-to-face meeting between Maul and Drayden Voss. But my question was, is Kira going to be in it? Because I would say no, because you would think that you would have heard that. I mean, why wouldn't Emilia Clarke voice the character? I know it's not. They're not all bang on. Like Sam Witwer is Darth Maul, but he's definitely not Darth Maul when Ray Park is playing him.
No, he's just
like, same thing with Anakin. Like Hayden Christensen is Anakin, but he doesn't do Anakin's voice in any of the animated stuff.
Nope. So
same thing with Ahsoka.
Sure. Yeah. So, I mean, him being in the cast does give continuity. It would be interesting to see how much of Solo they're going to include. Hopefully,
we have the ability to also see Han Solo.
I would love that, but then again, I don't know if I want to see the Solo that is associated with the movie.
It's gonna be animated, guy. It don't matter.
And it's gonna depend on
more likely than seeing him is somebody will make a comment like, "I know a guy that can transport that fastest smuggler in the galaxy."
So there's a bunch of interesting directions. I'm thinking they're going to do new planets, but that's pretty much the episode.
Not as interesting as a direction that they had in this episode for having Maul do his flashbacks. Like, as much as I didn't like the bullcrap scenes that I called them in the previous episode 5, right? That was episode 5. Yeah, when they're doing all of that slow story. This is also a slow story, but I don't know what it was about it. I can't put my finger on quite what it is that had me so intrigued. But I'll tell you the one thing that pissed me off the most.
What?
When he's having his visions, and it's almost like his life is flashing before his eyes, which I don't know why that is, because he didn't appear to be dying, but whatever.
Maybe it's a sense of he's giving up. He's like realizing.
Either way, they do a flashback to when he's fighting Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Because you hear all of the doors open, and then you see Kenobi run at him, except Kenobi's running at him with the green lightsaber, which the only time that he used the green lightsaber was for literally one move when he pulled himself out of the shaft and sliced him in half. That's the only time he used a green lightsaber in that entire scene. And I don't know, when I listened to Eric Voss talk about it, he goes, "Wow, this is him misremembering it." And I was like,
No,
to me, it's more like the
that.
person who animated the scene was like, "Oh yeah, he killed him with the green lightsaber in that movie," and then they made the lightsaber green. To me, I feel like it's a straight up mistake.
I feel like it's not he was misremembering it, but from the point where he got sliced in half, he kind of just clicked out. So all he saw in his mind was this person coming at him with a green lightsaber and then nothing else, because that was essentially when he got sliced in half and fell on the thing.
I don't know, man. Feels like a mistake.
I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, because if they could be so thorough with scorching a fucking pillar.
Yeah, but that's...
And they've been so thorough with bringing
the
back
scorching of the pillar is exclusively an animation. It doesn't rely on any previous material to contextualize it. Whereas when you're doing a flashback, even if it's from a different person's perspective, the things that are actually happening, physically happening, not a person's like, oh, they said these words and I interpret them this way, but physical actions should be remembered correctly.
But at the same time, none of the other flashbacks stand out as incorrect. So
I know that's what makes me think that it was an editing mistake, because like you're adding that after the fact. Like everybody's done their talking lines, you got all that stuff in there, and now you're adding the animations, and you get to decide in that moment what color the lightsaber is. Like, did it go up and down the chain, or did they just say, "Hey, we gotta have a partial flashback to episode 1 when he gets killed," and the person was like, "Oh, well, he kills him with the green lightsaber in episode 1." Yeah, except that's not the moment that you're showing in the flashback. They didn't show him do that in the flashback. They give you the doors and they give you him charging at him.
I'm going to take that as a small.
I know it's very small. It's my nitpick. That's why for this episode I also give it a 9.5.
Yeah, I'm going to say that doesn't move the needle for me. I would. The biggest thing that's an annoyance to me is if the girl isn't dead from the explosion. Now that you brought that up, because I hung it on.
I am more confident that she is alive than I was confident that Vanessa was alive in Daredevil.
Okay,
and we watched Vanessa bleed out of her head onto the mat, and she was still alive.
Which, potato. I knew she was gonna fucking die. I called it, but whatever, you know.
I was confident that she was gonna die, but we're talking about in the moment. Like, this is an explosion that you don't see the fallout of yet. So in the moment, is she alive or dead? Pretty sure she's alive.
Okay, and I'm gonna call she's dead, because that would be a very good way to, like, oh shit, we really like this character. They set him up, and then boom, took him out.
I feel like they need to use her more.
I feel like, well, I think you could go either way with this, because you could set up that, like, hey, if you like this character, even characters you like, you know, the good old Game of Thrones before it got 100 million plot armor, you now set up this thing that, like, hey, even if you see this character throughout the whole season in these different episodes and you make this connection, boom, we can fucking kill them off. Like, I like that because it builds that sense of tension and danger, and also that feeling like, fuck, if I really like this character, they may not be around to the end.
I mean, they do have plenty of characters, like the captain can die, Two Boots can die. Probably not going to kill Rylee, because it's pretty rare for them to kill off children.
But what, like, who knows, man?
Possible. I mean, Devon could, by the time the series is over, like, I don't think it's going to happen this season. That'd be super weird, because she's got to transition to the dark side. but she can still die at some point. Like, the only person in the show that isn't going to die is Darth Maul.
Yeah. And
everybody else, everyone else is killable.
So,
and okay, so the theory that the armorer is Rook cast, I feel like is incorrect, because how many times do you see the armorer's face? Like, did she have some Mandalorian religion or religious experience or epiphany or something like that? Because she's got her helmet off all the time in this show. Like, it's off just as much as it's on. Like, she only puts it on when she's going out into battle. Whenever they're just talking behind the scenes, her helmet's always off. So obviously she don't care about that part of the Mandalorian culture. So if she ends up becoming the armorer, who has her helmet on all the time, like, and there's got to be some serious character revelation going on there.
I mean, but the thing that's fun about this now, and then it will be great to talk about depending on how they pull everything off, because it's really like one thing about the only negative thing about Filoni and even Favreau when they start these things is that they do really good first and second seasons, and then they just start going fucking too crazy. So I'm hoping this is not a scenario where we get 2 excellent seasons and then they just keep going. Like, if there's a good end point, and I feel like with Filoni in charge, they're gonna, like, tighten this.
Well, you gotta presume that I don't know 100%, I guess, because you don't really see him in the movie. Because he just shows up at the end and he takes his hood off and he's like, yeah, I'm the guy in charge. See, without watching the movie, I know what happens in the movie.
Oh, yeah,
seen plenty of people talk about that, and seen little clips here and there that people add into their videos. You would think that this show is going to end either at that point in the movie or just before the movie when he becomes the Shadow Lord.
I mean,
like, I don't know.
I thought this was after Solo.
I don't know.
Timeline.
No.
Is this before even Solo?
It's got to be before Solo, because he's not in charge of Crimson Dawn yet.
Well, I took it as he was in Solo, and then this is him getting his revenge because they didn't help him out, and he lost everything. So maybe
let's see what the AI is going to tell me.
Yeah, because that's going to change a lot, because in Solo, the people are working for him and it's these same people in charge. So this has to be before Solo or after. This has to be after Solo.
Yes, Maul Shadow Lord takes place before Solo, a Star Wars story.
Okay.
It's only been 1 year since the end, or 2 years. So
2 years.
The series begins shortly after the Clone Wars and the Bad Batch season 2.
Okay, so this is.
I told you, so he hasn't become the Shadow Lord yet.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying with the title of the show. Makes me think that it's the story of how he becomes the Shadow Lord, but it could just as easily be, well, we got to give you the setup for that, but then the whole show is going to be him being the Shadow Lord.
That makes me love
you could do so many seasons of that, because that could take you all the way up to the original trilogy.
It could actually take you all the way to Rebels, because that's when he dies at the end of Rebels, when he does that final duel with Kenobi.
Well, yeah, that's why I say the original trilogy. Does Rebels not take place during the original trilogy?
It takes place after.
I guess it takes place just before.
Oh,
it's the start of the rebellion, because.
It's kind of weird though, right? Because it's before the start of a rebellion, but it is also during certain.
No, it doesn't. I thought the show ends right at the start of episode 4 when they show you the
Yeah, you're right. It ends actually.
base
It ends
on what's the planet? Why can't I think of the planet? Tantive 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So you're right.
Or
It does. So
is
then.
that the name of the planet?
Oh yeah. So you're right. This could carry us all the way into A New Hope.
The Tantive 4 is the name of the ship. That's the name of the ship. God, I feel like a terrible fan right now.
I feel like this is great because it is forcing us to go back into the good
Yavin 4.
Yeah,
I knew it was a 4.
PB, come on, get your shit together.
So yeah, it ends at when they show you Yavin 4 because you're like, oh, because they go, oh, we got a place for a permanent base, and then it's a couple more episodes to get to the end of the series, and then boom, they show up at Yavin 4.
Okay, so yeah, you're right.
It's a moon.
So even killing Maul, this could lead. So it'll be interesting to see how he was freed up, because he does have that whole arc with what's his face when he tries to corrupt him.
Ezra.
Ezra. So yeah, we could find out how he got to where he got to and how he found Ezra and all this stuff. And like, yeah, dude.
How he got his previous apprentice murdered.
This is dude, super excited. So this episode 9.5, let's go into what was our favorite scene. I would say my favorite scene, I've already said, the training with Sidious. Fucking both hilarious and devastating all at once. I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, he cried into a puddle. How often you get to see Maul cry?
It was and it was I'm just gonna be let me be pretentious here. Sorry, I ran out of my brandy. Well, I got more, but I don't want to drink it all, so I'm switching to the Johnny Lawrence tried and true Coors Banquet, not sponsored. But I have to say, dude, the artistic flourishes. This is what I mean with like other shows doing flashback versus this. The little flourishes in this scene, and you even said yourself, let's take out the technical era. We'll just call it a tech era until we know if that's what they meant to do or not. That aside, it's gorgeous, man. It's fucking gorgeous. We've done tons of these reviews, and I feel like I'm not.
Remember how I said the subtlety in this episode is perfect? Like things are not overly subtle where you're like, I'm not sure. Like you can always tell when we're essentially doing a flashback because of the way that I don't know if it's an overlay or what's going on, but it's given me like hive ship screens.
Yeah,
from Stargate Atlantis. Yeah. When you're looking at the screens and it's always got like these flowing lines on the side or whatever.
Dude, oh my god, dude, the art. I know we've said it 1,000 times, man, and you and me aren't like these highbrow, like, did you see the artistic background preview? No, but
yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah, but goddamn, when it's so fucking good,
'twas exquisite.
I feel like I could actually be fucking pretentious with the show because the art, it just makes me watch every other show and go, you could be so much more. This is fucking 24-minute animated show that has some of the most beautiful fucking art I have seen in one of these animated shows. Can we? I don't think this is a hot take. Can we just say this might be the best animated show on Disney Plus right now? Like out of all the Star Wars, because I was even watching Bad Batch, and they got some.
Well, I mean, we can say that Perp's never going to agree because he's always going to pick like Star Wars Visions or whatever. He's like, oh, look at the anime.
But the Visions does have that flair. But here's the problem with Visions: it's different artists, right? I'm
I
talking
know all the shows are all the episodes are a little different. Yeah, I get that.
yeah. So
This is the
he might
best
be
looking
right.
show they've ever made in
He might
animation
be
and
right.
art style. Because
Yeah.
you watch Resistance. Resistance doesn't have bad animations, but they have to make the animations work within the art style that they have, and the art style is atrocious.
Yes. Or even a big complaint I always hear, right, with Rebels. I don't personally think the art style is that bad, but it does kind of have that old Clone Wars blockiness. You know what I mean? Where like,
Well, I mean, yeah, because everybody, I don't know how many times or how many little Reddit posts or articles or whatever where they're talking about specifically the lightsabers in Rebels, because all of the lightsabers in Rebels come to like a pen tip or a sharpened pencil tip. Instead of every other time you see them, whether it's animated or not, the end is rounded.
Yep.
These all come to a point, so they have a very, let's call it, sharp art style.
Very jagged. And the thing, okay, so the thing that drove me nuts in that was not the lightsabers. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but the chins.
Oh, the pointy chins.
Oh my god!
Everybody's trying to do their best Dooku impersonation.
Even my favorite character in that show, Sabine, it's so distracting because like, whoosh,
it's sharper than Reese Witherspoon.
Oh my god, dude! It's yep.
They almost look like the meme.
Like Reese Witherspoon,
the meme picture of the guy with the giant smile and he's got the massively pointed chin.
It's not
also kind of reminds me of the Joker from Batman the Animated Series.
Yep, and I don't know why, because that has a sharp style, but it never bothered me there. It's because
I don't think anybody. Are you talking in Batman?
In Batman, yeah.
Well, it's only a lot the Joker. Of people it's have only the Joker. They have sharp lines, but they don't come to a point like the Joker's does.
It's because in that show, it's all hand drawn, so there's easy distinctions. But with the new, and I said this too, because it's why I can't get into Stranger Things 85, besides the fact that none of these fucking creatures were brought up, and this is supposed to be in between seasons 2 and 3. And why didn't we know about these creatures? Who are these new fucking characters that they never fucking mentioned in the Prime show? But anyways, that's not my point. I'm talking about animation. Fucking review coming for that show soon. Spoilers, it's not going to be a good one. The thing that drives me crazy about that show, which relates back to this, and it's a problem fucking Netflix has with all their animations. There's this like, they try to do the hyper realism, but they have the blocks and the points. So because your eyes are focusing on how everything else kind of looks realistic and it's flowing, and then you have this one thing that sticks out in the background or in the foreground that has this jagged, sharp fucking look. It takes me out of it. And that was my one complaint with Rebels. It was not the lightsabers. I got used to that after a point. It was always that someone would unmask or something and I'd look at their fucking pointed chin and I'd be like, ah! But coming back to Maul, there's not, like, that's what I mean with a show that's telling a consistent storyline, not an anthology. Like Visions is an anthology show with different artists. So you could forgive that. And yes, the animation is beautiful, but I'd still say Maul is better because it's got one consistent art style that is fucking gorgeous. There is so much shit in an episode to look at and be amazed, man. Like we were saying, the visions, like just the way he's walking through the tunnel. You see the wind and how it's animated and how it's coming at him, but it's not exaggerated.
Yeah, the wind tunnel is pretty cool.
Yeah. But then you get the visions in the background when he falls to a knee or something, and then you see all of the visions almost like a fucking canvas painting that's animated. It's, dude, they got so many talented artists on this show. It is
you know what else is pretty cool?
What?
Saving 15% at moviepalette.com. Get yourself a quality piece of canvas with your favorite movie palette printed over the top and save 15% by putting in code ZONE15 and also help support your favorite YouTube villain, General Putz.
And little fun fact, I looked it up before we actually came on. You can get the Solo movie palette. You'll have one streak of red.
Oh,
And then the rest is
what does that even look like? I'm curious now. Oh, excuse me. Movie pilot that can take me. You mean you can't load the site? That's ridiculous.
Uh-oh. Tech issues. Please.
I got it figured out.
Okay.
I don't know what this one is. It looks like it's a black and white movie. It's old black and white. No, let me search, you bastard. Oh, Solo is such a dark movie.
Yeah, I was telling you. Did you see the strip of red?
I mean, it's like, I see where it's in the middle.
That's where Maul is.
No, he shows up at the end. I mean, it's a lot of dark blue at the beginning, blacks, lots of blue. Then there's a little gray area. But then it's just like some faint red in the middle, some faint red at like the 3/4 mark. But then the very end is just like a black strip. And I know that that's him because he doesn't turn his lightsaber on. The only color in the scene per se is the red on his face, which is only half red. Like, this is what it looks like. If he wants to pick up on this.
That's hilarious. So there you go. You can get the Solo a Star Wars story movie palette if that was your favorite. For the one person
she
who
looks
liked
a little
that
underwhelming.
movie. And probably for the director and his family who were forced to see that movie. You could actually get a movie palette that's more exciting than the movie itself. Oh my god. That's great. So I wanted to do something a little bit fun before we wrap this up because honestly, we've talked about everything, gave our score. It's 9.5 for me.
I go with the same.
So, oh gosh, it's going downhill, PB. We dropped it 0.5. I wanted to do some bold predictions. First prediction, I think the final is going to be a 10. But no. I wanted to make some predictions.
My prediction is they're going to swap back again. Episode 9 will be the slower episode, and episode 10 will be the faster episode. Well, the more action-oriented episode.
So let's go. I want to do some predictions for the future. So who would you like to see in it? And I'm going to call one that is from Rebels. What the fuck is that's right. Hondo. I want to see Hondo.
I want to see Hondo and everything that he's available for.
Yeah. I want to see Hondo.
Hondo is my favorite. He is my favorite character from the Clone Wars. And Rebels.
And Rebels, yes. I would love to see a Hondo episode. We'll probably, and I'm talking like season 2. I would just love to see him around. And also, of course, my staple. I have to see him in everything, and Filoni loves bringing him into it. Cad Bane. I predict we see Cad Bane in season 2.
In the final? Oh, in season 2. Okay.
I mean, who do we think? Okay, so final. Do we think that what's his face shows up?
Vader?
No, Drayden. Do you think Drayden Voss is?
We 100% will see Drayden Voss in one of the 2 episodes.
Okay.
Maybe both. Like you might the cliffhanger might be them showing up to the meeting with Drayden Voss at the end of episode 9, and then we get it at the start of episode 10, and then they gotta escape again.
Okay, so I think a more relevant prediction. All-State Jedi.
Fuck you.
Does he die this season or next season?
Gosh, there's a good chance that I feel like there's a good chance that he dies in the season finale. But it all depends. It all depends on who shows up. If Vader doesn't show up, he's got a higher chance for survival.
Oh, so you're thinking we see Vader then at some point?
I'm gonna be pretty disappointed if we don't see him.
I'm gonna go opposite.
Only because they talk to him, and now they make it seem like when the first brother was saying "my lord," he was saying it to the 11th brother, which doesn't make any sense at all. Like, who was he talking to there?
Okay, my prediction is we don't see Vader, and honestly, I don't want to, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah, I know you don't want to see him in the entire fucking series.
I don't want to see him in the series because I want there to be a show where it could stand on its own without like a super huge OG character having to show up.
They need to interact in some fashion so that, because I was watching somebody else talk about this, and how does Darth Maul know for a fact that he can't defeat Vader on his own if he's never tried before? Because that's what he says in Rebels. He's like, I need all of you here because I can't defeat Vader alone. How does he know that?
I'll slightly amend my statement. I don't want to see him till near the end because then it makes more sense to that moment in Rebels. And then it would connect nicely to why he tries to tempt Ezra. But I don't want to see him too soon because I would like this show to stand on its own without having to have those moments that they feel like they need to put in to suck people in. And then you get a thing where people are just expecting this shit all the time. And I think this show is brilliant and good enough to be like Rebels, where you didn't get the big cameos until the ending when they had to put people in. Like Ahsoka doesn't come until season 3. By then we've established everybody in seasons 1 and 2, and she doesn't show up until like the end of 3, and then she's a big player in 4.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Is Darth Vader stronger at the beginning of A New Hope or during the Acolyte?
I'd say beginning of New Hope.
Okay, I would be inclined to agree with you. So why? I don't know why at the end of Rogue One did he not grab the ship with the Force?
Because
if that's like a thing, that's easily doable because we watched him do it.
Because then A New Hope doesn't happen. Fuck do you want me to say?
Which is why you don't do that in Acolyte and make other stuff not make sense. Now, to be fair, I will say that 100%. In the Acolyte, they are on a planet which must have.
Oh, you mean Kenobi? You're confusing it. Acolyte
that was in Kenobi when he grabbed the ship?
Yeah. God. Acolyte was like teen fanfic.
Okay, both of those shows suck.
That's the point. Both of them
I love you, Ewan McGregor, but I'm glad you could get that payday. That's about all I can say. That's positive.
He got that back. Him and Hayden.
Anyway, he grabs the ship when they're on a planet, which means that technically gravity is helping you pull it down, right? Just that little bit.
Yeah.
When you're in space, there is no gravity.
And I think too.
Also what determines whether I'm pulling something towards me or pulling me towards something? Which is why you don't blow the Force out of your butthole when you're in the fucking space. Fuck you, Last Jedi. Fuck you.
Or as we like to call it, the Mary Poppins. Dude, even this scene is so bad, right? Guardians 2 came out after that, right? It was after Last Jedi. Because he makes a reference where he's like, a Mary Poppins, bitch. And I like to think he's taking a dig at Last Jedi. Because remember, he's floating in space. And then
we can't talk about this anymore because I was so excited about this show and what's going to be happening in the future and what characters we're going to see and what characters are going to die. Like, Daki's going to die at some point for sure.
I'm going to
think Vader kills him,
even though I'm the most unoptimistic out of the two of us.
Like, that would be the way to do it. Is like, we can't stop Vader and let Vader kill Daki and then be like, run away.
Dude, Daki to me is the smartest, most crafty. So I'm going to choose to believe that even in New Hope, somewhere out there, Daki's just being a fucking scumbag. Like, come on.
I'm curious to.
You're telling me Maul isn't at the height in Solo without Daki? No.
Like, it makes me wonder because I don't know how his race or species works. How old is he? Like, Yoda's super old. He's been a Jedi Master for hundreds of years. Like, is Daki super old or is he super young?
I get the feeling of 20s. Like,
you
I can't
think,
confirm
you
without
think
knowing.
You think Daki's young? He's got a white beard, guy. Get it together.
I got a fucking white
I'm just saying, is he old?
I had this at 22. Go back and watch my videos.
So 2040. Vader's like not even 50 by the time you get to the last movie.
Yeah. And that's years. So
Kenobi's like, let's say Kenobi gets to be like 60 by the time we get to A New Hope. Kenobi 60, Grogu is 50.
So I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Daki is old. I think he has been a Jedi for quite some time. This is not his first Padawan.
Like, yeah, I think no, I think though we're going to have deaths, but I think this is establishing, like you said, the order that's going to be in the Crimson I want to say Crimson Desert. I'm sorry, that's a great game. Play it if you haven't. Crimson Dawn. I think this is establishing the order of the Crimson Dawn, and I want to say I just love that character, and I think he's too slippery to die. I think he's one of those characters that is always in the background. And in my headcanon, I like to think now that I have been introduced to this character somewhere in Rebels, somewhere he's just running around doing his fucking thing. And that's my headcanon. So don't mess up my headcanon. If there's one person, okay, I'm gonna call it now. I hate attaching myself normally to characters, but I'm just gonna pick. He's gonna be the guy. He's the guy I picked to live through this series. That's my bold prediction. I think when the dust settles and it's all said and done, because slimy, slippery characters. Look at fucking Hondo, man. Hondo has lived in every iteration.
Hondo's a smuggler, not a Jedi.
Okay, well, I'm still gonna hitch my wagon to that.
Okay, wrap it up.
Okay, so wrapping up, we love this show. It's great. Watch it. I know we have to disappoint you and only be at 2 hours. Sorry, guys, we can't have it.
Watch the show twice.
Watch it twice just to get the flourishes, because I missed the jumping behind the crate thing. So now I got to rewatch it to see where she jumped behind the crate and be like, "Fuck!"
When they pan out to the wide shot of the whole thing blowing up, there is a large crate on the screen to the left.
That's. I'll give you one thing though.
Screen over here.
That's clever editing, like, because it's in the scene. They didn't pull it out of their ass.
Well, and you didn't necessarily have to animate that.
No,
because you don't see it clearly, but you clearly see it once you're looking for it.
This is what I mean. Once again, shout out to the artist, unlike I guess Invincible artists, according to what we're hearing. Like, dude, and it
Dude,
just
you gotta
that,
admit this show looks a lot better than Invincible looks.
Oh yeah, without hands down, and I think it proves. Like, I don't know how many animators they got on this or whatever, and the budget I heard is modest. So that kind of destroys the argument of they don't have a bigger budget. You know what I mean? Like these guys are doing an amazing job, and you have this show by Amazon, which is a hit. It is one of Amazon's biggest shows. So then I kind of hate that I feel this way, but I kind of start to see Perp's point. Like, it's not necessarily you got to animate everything grand scale, but the little things matter. You picked out that scene going back to Invincible when they were talking on the bed. I didn't even think about it, and I rewatched it, and I go, holy fucking shit. You're right. It looks off. But we have talking scenes in this, and it looks fucking gorgeous. This show is like looking at a painting. Like, everything is alive and beautiful, and even the things that are not in motion look like a fucking piece of art you can hang up in your house.
Oh yeah, like the shot of Merrick standing like Batman on top of the building, the skyline in the background.
Dude, fucking amazing. Amazing.
Like you didn't have to do that. It didn't add anything, but you're like, it's gonna look cool.
And
it doesn't detract from anything.
It's not even like a thing that is particularly hard to do, but it's the little touches. Like, it's not costing them extra money because it's not a fight scene or anything. It's just somebody standing there looking fucking cool.
Right. Draw me, generate, draw, whatever you want to say. Create me a picture, and we're just going to pan up the picture while this guy stands up.
It's just, to me, there's no other animated show like this right now. And honestly, God, I'm so scared for tonight's episode. They're all like, goddamn, fucking 9.5.
They both need to deliver tonight. That is for sure.
Yes, Daredevil. Thank God we can finally watch just two shows now, Daredevil and then wait for The Boys. So, then we have good news tomorrow.
I'll be watching that in the morning.
Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna happen to me too, because you know how the unicorn is. She's gonna be like,
from little preview, I seen Jared Padalecki's gonna be in this episode.
Dude, I'm already predicting 10, but I don't want to get my hopes up. But you can't not be
from watching Maul.
Yeah, I mean, Maul has raised the bar high. That's our point. Don't watch this show and then watch the other one. I actually suggest you watch the other ones first if you're watching this preview, and then go back and watch Maul, because you're gonna ruin your experience when you go to anything else. It's just like I gotta go.
Like we should have started doing these in inverse order, but there's only gonna be 1 week left anyways.
So yeah, and then we just got Daredevil, and then we're just The Boys. So we're gonna have to figure out another way to fill our Tuesday.
Maybe some other shows start soon.
Yep. Here's open. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. You've been fun. Like, share, subscribe. There's a new thing. Hype the video.
Yeah, hype.
There's so much new shit. They moved the goalpost every day, so keep fucking following it, I guess. And thank you everybody for watching. As always, remember, there is only one rule here in the Phantom Zone: kneel before
Maul.